Hey everybody, how are you? My name is Lee Campbell and I know your time is super valuable. So I want to both welcome you and thank you for taking the time to be here with me today. I appreciate all of you. Now, I'm really excited to share with you today my manifestation board journey. And it's also my intent to inspire you with some creative ideas on how to easily use Canva when creating your vision boards. So I want to invite you today to take loads of notes. Make sure you have a paper and pen and have fun with this today, because you're only creating your life's wildest dreams, right? So I'm going to flick it over to some of my slides for you and share my screen. So here we go. My name is Lee, as I said, and I am 46. I work from home. I am a single mom of two amazing boys, Jackson and Logan, and they are 10 and 12 now. And my little family live together here on the Gold Coast in Australia. So there's some of the things that I love. I love Wonder Woman. I love roller skating, sunsets, absolutely, being creative. And my favorite color is turquoise. Now, I have definitely traveled the highs and lows of life, and I'm sure we all share that in common. But let me flick over to my next slide. And, you know, like in the past, I have struggled with being overweight, finance challenges, relationship communication breakdowns, motivational stagnation, and just not having a way to be able to get out of them. So I worked in corporate IT support for 27 years. And back then I never set any goals or really had anything to drive me in the direction of a better future. So when I became a single mom, there was many times when Groundhog Day was my everyday. And, you know, as you can see from these photos, I really lost myself, my independence. I was run down and exhausted. And I definitely spent a lot of time doubting the voice inside telling me that I wasn't good enough, that things could never happen. And, you know, this language totally messed with my confidence. So have you ever had that pivot moment when you feel like you were meant for more? Well, somehow, some way I did. And it's really amazing what the universe delivers to you when you begin to dream and just really get intentional about the life that you want to live. So Lauren was actually gifted into my life in 2016, and I started to lean into manifestation boards that I'd never done before. And I really gave myself permission to dream bigger than I'd ever done before. And she gave me the tools to manifest a future where it was possible to vision the life that I wanted to live and really step into the person who I wanted to become. So this is my very first vision board that I created back in 2016. Lauren's down there at the bottom. It was the first time I met Lauren in Melbourne back then. And I started writing down goals through her training and also through doing Tony Robbins training as well, that I never thought in my wildest dreams would actually happen, but I wrote them down anyway. And there's some of the goals that I really have written down, like some of my biggest goals. And some of these craziest dreams were way outside my comfort zone. And there's definitely been a lot of lessons and blessings and learnings along the way to be able to reach those as well. So some of my big goals have always been to get fit and toned and strong in my body, to feel confident, sexy and playful in my relationships, and just to have a great bum. That was always been one of my goals. And so I dreamed of traveling to Los Angeles and Mexico. And then that evolved into taking the kids to Japan and going to Disneyland. And then I've always dreamed about working from home and not being in that corporate 9-to-5 role anymore, and running my own business and being part of a global movement for women. So one of the craziest goals that I wrote down was to speak on a stage in a Wonder Woman outfit, hence where the Wonder Woman comes along. And speaking on stage is totally outside of my comfort zone, let alone do it in a Wonder Woman outfit as well. And it might seem crazy to most, but to me, it sounded like a super fun idea, but I never actually thought that it would turn into a reality But what I started to do was to focus on the person that I needed to become to be able to make that happen. Now, since I've done this, I did definitely speak on a stage in a Wonder Woman outfit as I dreamed of. And for that, I am very proud of myself. And I created this Wonder Woman identity to be my own superhero, to make myself epic, which is my fun tagline that I like to carry on every day. And to this day, Wonder Woman still remains a core part of all of my boards. So by using Lauren's manifestation board concept, I've been able to create new visions and reinvent myself and really divorce the old limiting stories that I had around so many things. And now I've got all my vision boards on my wall behind me. You can't see them. And I've got empowering statements and identity words to really embody the person that I wanted to become to reach all of the goals and dreams that I had. So I've also done all of this with my kids as well. And these are my two, Jackson and Logan. And this was one of our boards that we did when we had a goal to go to Japan and to see Disneyland. And the kids created this themselves, which is pretty special. So every year I get to really step into a new version of myself when I create a board. And this is who I am. I am a creative genius. I am a kick-ass mum. I am an epic peak state goddess. I am passionate, playful, sexy, and fun. And I am a magnificent manifester. So I kind of relate all of my boards every time I create one to just one core statement. How can I make myself epic to be, do, have, and experience my life at the next level? And when I look at Wonder Woman, she was to me what I needed to reach so many of my goals, no matter what they were, whether it was health or fitness or business or relationships. It all came down to strength, courage, and determination were my big key motivators. And they helped me to get through any challenge. And it was really that state of mind that you can get into to really create anything that you put your mind to. So a little tip that I have discovered about superheroes is that they're never born superheroes. They're everyday people born with really great potential, like all of us, right? And it's the situations that we find ourselves in, the challenges we face, and ultimately the decisions that we make that determine who we become and who we are to the world. So I started creating all of these beautiful, amazing boards. These are some of my boards. And I started focusing really on the things that I wanted to create, creating new beliefs, showing up as if it was already done. And I've literally created a new manifestation board every year with compounding dreams of who I needed to become to achieve it. And I'm so amazed at how all of these all come about. And I love, ticking them off with little stars and putting new words and just updating them every year. So some of the things that are the key items that I have on all my boards is I have obviously all my identity words. If you can see on my new board, the 2002 one, I now put thank you on the bottom, right in the center of the bottom of my board so that it radiates up through the whole board. I also have abundance checks on here, which I'll show you in a minute. I've got a little template to show you through. And it's just super fun. And I've got all of these on my wall behind me. So let's create, hey? My background is in IT support, as I mentioned before, and I've taught people of all ages over the past 27 years how to use computers and applications. So showing you this today is one of my superpowers. And when I first created my boards, I would often sit for hours sifting through magazines, trying to find the ideal pictures. And quite often what I found was I would just choose random things that they might have looked great, but they were not really focused 100% intentionally around what my goals were for that year. So I found at times that some of my dreams were pretty unique, like standing on a stage in a Wonder Woman outfit, that I couldn't just easily find them in a brochure or a magazine. So they were in my mind and no one else has got these dreams. So The internet does. So it was really easy to go and find them online or find things that really resonated with that goal. So it was then that I started using Canva to create my boards. Now, Canva is a creative platform where I get to play, I get to feel creative, and I'm also able to create my magnificent future in pictures and words and symbols that really mean something for me and allows me to pull myself towards my vision. So I would love to show you how easy it is to be able to use Canva in your vision board creation. And so I'll come out of this one. So what we've done is in the training in here, you'll be able to download a copy of the Canva template that I've created for you guys. Now, this Canva template, whether you've used it before, it's a free version. You can just download the template or just open it up. Now, in here, I've created for you 8 pages of templates. I would suggest that you have around anything up to 18 pages of images, quotes, symbols, words, like anything that you want, photos, visions, anything that you want to put on there. So after you've written in all of your quadrants and you've got all of the words from doing Lauren's training, I just went through that and just thought to myself, is there anything else I needed to add? Is there thoughts around, you know, how am I going to feel when I achieve this goal? And who else do I need to become? And who else is it going to impact? You know, it might be family members that you have on there or communities of people. And some other things that I did was I really closed my eyes and thought about where am I going to be when I've actually achieved that goal? Am I down at the beach? Like my relationship goals, for instance, were all around words for new beginnings and love and playful and sexy and passion and the great bum. And so my speaking on stage in a Wonder Woman outfit was all around being a queen and having crowns and bold and well-spoken and being confident and having great posture and great energy too, right? To be able to get up there and do things like that, where I was so afraid of it in the beginning. So the best place that I find to go and search for things is hands down Google and Pinterest all the way. So if I had these goals that were on my board around, you know, my relationship goal, for instance, some of the things where like Wonder Woman was more that masculine action, get stuff done, whereas I thought of other superheroes that I could bring in around, you know, what are some key things that really resonated to me with a relationship, and that was love. And so the goddess of love is Aphrodite. So I would, for instance, go and search for Aphrodite, and just being Aphrodite, there's different words and meanings around different things when you start to dig down into them. She's also got symbols that are related to her. So on my board, to remind me of love, I have pictures of the Aphrodite goddess. You can go to images in Google and you can find so many beautiful pictures of different things, whether it's Wonder Woman or another hero or symbols of love or symbols around money and finances. Aphrodite is one that her main symbols and token features are the beach, shells, and dolphins. So I've incorporated some of those into my board, which I absolutely love. So all you need to do is to go and find some pictures. This is actually one that I already have on my board. And if you just right click on them and click save image as, you can go and save them all. I've got a folder that I save on my computer and on my phone as well, that every time I see things that resonate, I add them all in there. So I've got a vision board folder, and then you just click save. And then if you go back to your template, what I've got here for you is a few things. So first of all, one of the things that I love to have on my boards is one of Lauren's manifestation cards. Whatever's resonating with me for that year, like what is my theme for the year? If you do not have Lauren's cards, you can get them from this link, and you can either take a photo and then upload them into here to be able to print off to put on your board, or most of the time I have 2 packs. So I'm able to pick one of the cards that resonates with me, and I physically stick the card onto my board every year. So we've got that there for you. The other thing I have is the Bank of Abundance card. So it's something that when I'm doing my finance goals for the year, I can go in and I can print that off and write down the amount of money that I want to bring in that year. And there's also a whole load of other images that I've put on here for you guys to be able to either use or delete, whatever you want to do. And like, obviously I've got my relationship things on here, but what you want to do is save all of those images that relate to you, and then just simply go and click upload files over the side, go to your vision board folder. You can upload multiple images at a time just by holding the shift key down on your keyboard, and you can upload, click open. Now, when you have all of these quotes here, if it's something that you don't want, all you need to do is then drag the images from this side over into, wait till they upload, still uploading. Should have just done one. So if you then drag the images over into here, you'll be able to edit and move. Now, if you don't want some of these, you can simply just move them all around by dragging the corners. Now, some of this might be super basic for some of you guys. Some of you might not have used Canva before. So just play around with the template. You can always come back to it and re-edit it anytime you like. And, you know, add in your own superheroes. It might be a family member. It might be somebody that you want to meet long term, you know, in person. So there's loads of great things in here for you guys to play around with. As I said, I usually have about 18 pages. And then all you need to do is click on share, and then you want to download, and you can either save them all as individual images for you to print on color, or you can change this and select PDF standard, and you can download it, and then you can literally take that and get it printed anywhere that does color printing, basically. Okay, so what else? So from now, before I put them all on my board, I will sit down and I will cut all of these images out, and I will sit for a few moments and think about my intentions for the board for, you know, whatever time period you've got on your board. If it's 6 months, if it's a board for a year, if it's a 5-year board, I really sit down and think about what my intentions are. And then when I look through my images again, some of those images that we've printed off might not resonate again. So I just leave them out and I just place them up into the quadrants where they need to go. So that's it from me. My wish for all of you is to fall in love with the process of manifesting your future self, your goals, your dreams, and all of your desires through the manifestation boards like we all have. And go and make yourself epic and bring a little bit of superhero into your boards today. Have a great day.